It's Friday, September the 22nd, and this is your Barbados Today afternoon news update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, 5 people escaped serious injury following a 2-car smash-up at Mangrove St. Philip around 7:45 this morning. Police are still conducting their investigations into the incident. At the scene, one of the drivers involved, Rohan Mears, told Barbados Today he was simply glad to be alive.
God is good. I'm alive and I'm walking, you know, so God is good. Scrapes and bruises could be healed, you know. Once you got life, you got time.
Meanwhile, police have identified the male pedestrian who died late Wednesday night following an accident at St. Martin's Road, St. Philip. He is 68-year-old Wilton McAndrew Brathwaite of Saddle Street, St. Michael. Brathwaite was struck by a minibus driven by 43-year-old Sean Weatherhead of McLean's Road, Silver Sands, Christchurch, as he attempted to cross the road. He was rushed to the QEH by ambulance, but later succumbed to his injuries. In other news this Friday, on the day 4 of recovery efforts in Dominica, the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Fund announces the country will receive a payout of just over $19 million under its tropical cyclone policy. The island is also likely to receive a second payout under its excess rainfall policy. Meanwhile, response teams and citizens are working feverishly to return the island to a level of normalcy. Barbados-based emergency physician Dr. Brian Charles is on the ground in Roseau, and he says it will take some time for the country to get back on its feet. He stressed coordination is a critical factor at this stage to ensure that those who need help most benefit and resources are not wasted.
The thing about it is that, of course, we can't move in personnel or supplies without the national emergency organization coordinating it. It makes no sense. People come from France, they come from, from surrounded islands, and everybody comes here. Nobody knows where they're going. They don't know who they are. They don't know what skill sets they have. And if they come and they can't work, it's a waste of time. So the first thing really is for the EOC really to be functioning well. And that's why we came in, first to do a primary assessment and to make sure the EOC is set up. The EOC, and I'll say credit to Dominica again, just like in Erica. The EOC was set up, a little less than Erica because persons couldn't get here, but there were personnel at the EOC ready to work. We came, lending assistance to the coordination, and now we're going back out to bring resources in to get the country back on its feet. Yes.
Barbadian cricketer Kyle Mears is alive and well and is counting his blessings after enduring the passage of Hurricane Maria in Dominica on Monday. Mears, who was in Roseau preparing for the regional 4-day cricket tournament, says it was a frightening ordeal he won't forget.
It was scary. I must say it was very scary. Terrifying. I didn't even know what to do. Me and my roommate, we stuck together, said a lot of prayers, and we just made it through. When we get in, man, you can't believe the destruction and the things that happened to Dominica, and we were still alive, so we give thanks.
The roof of the 2-story apartment where Mears and his Grenada roommate Roland Cato were staying came off, but they stuck together. He described the devastation across Dominica as sad, but he and Cato focused on surviving.
We had to go look for food, because we had some food from the night in front, when people say prepare for the storm and stuff, but we didn't shop as heavy as we should. So then we had to be going looking for food in town and stuff, which was very difficult.
How did you eventually find food?
After running around town for like 2 days, we came to a shop that was actually selling. You had some police and stuff there, so it was no looting in that area. So we had some stuff from that shop. Fortunately, we had some cash, so we bought some stuff, bought some water, and then the next day we meet up with the COO for our team, a lady called Ayo. She met her with most of the players. Some walked from all the way from the other side of the country to meet us in town, and we meet up and we went to the ground, the office where it had some Gatorade and water and stuff. So then we recovered from there.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Good morning, Phillips & Company, may I help? Oh, certainly. One moment, please. Miss Phillips?
Yeah?
There's a lady on the line from the Nation newspaper who would like to speak with you.
The Nation? Wish she go on?
Well, they're trying to sell us some ads.
Look, don't make me laugh this morning. Ads in the nation? They're real expensive, and for one here, nobody ain't buying them papers no more. Nobody ain't want to steal news. I hear reading Barbados today online for free. So I tell she thanks for calling, but no thanks. We just advertising Barbados today, families. Tell she is Barbados today all the way.
Okay, I'll pass on the message. Mom, are you still there? Oh, she put it down.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
In regional happenings now, the Trinidad and Tobago government is opening its doors to Dominicans. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says the situation in Dominica is distressing, and while Trinidad is unable to give money, it's offering Dominicans a temporary new home.
Those who can find contact in Trinidad and Tobago, either by way of friend or family, and if they can make their way to Trinidad and find a household that will accept them, that we will waive all restrictions for the next 6 months to any citizen of Dominica who find his or her way to Trinidad and Tobago. And for the next 6 months, Trinidad and Tobago will open our doors, our homes, our pots, and I dare say our schools to citizens of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
The Prime Minister expects 500 to 1,000 Dominicans would be in need of accommodation here and called on those with the means and inclination to host their CARICOM neighbors to do so.
Meanwhile, Hurricane Maria is continuing its onslaught in the Caribbean. The National Hurricane Center reports that the Category 3 system is pounding the Turks and Caicos Islands, parts of the Bahamas, and the Dominican Republic. And on the international scene, British Prime Minister Theresa May has set out proposals for a 2-year transition period after Britain leaves the EU in March 2019. She wants existing EU market access arrangements to apply during that period and promised Britain would pay its fair share into the EU budget. She said the UK will be the strongest friend and partner of the EU after Brexit. The speech in Italy was aimed at breaking the deadlock in Brexit talks, due to resume on Monday.
Clearly, people, businesses and public services should only have to plan for one set of changes in the relationship between the UK and the EU. So during the implementation period, access to one another's markets should continue on current terms, and Britain should also continue to take part in existing security measures. And I know businesses in particular would welcome the certainty this would provide. The framework for this strictly time-limited period, which can be agreed under Article 50, would be the existing structure of EU rules and regulations.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.